Hey everybody, Matthew Pillmore here. I'm the president of a company called VIP Financial Education, and all of the trainings on this channel, VIP Financial Ed, are completely free gifts to you. We try and make them as content rich as we can, but the content is generally focused on the subject of cash flow. So welcome to this channel. If you understand the power of cash flow, then you know that cash flow equals freedom of choice. Let me say that one more time. If you have cash flow, you have freedom to choose. If you don't have cash flow, your choices start to evaporate. So if you like the idea of being able to choose how your time is used, if you like the idea of being able to choose where your time is used, how long you can stay there, if you want freedom of choice, then this channel is all for you. So welcome back. Before we get too far ahead of ourselves, I owe you all an enormous thank you. So today, I'm going to spend a little time thanking you guys because here we are at the 60,000 subscriber point. That means we've hit over 50,000 subscribers in just the last 12 or so months. Our goal for this year is another 150,000 subscribers. My goodness, it sounds so crazy to say that, which would put us over the 200,000 subscriber point. And that is incredibly exciting because according to the Social Blade app or Social Blade website, which tracks analytics for various channels, we're currently averaging roughly 400 new subscribers every single day, which makes us the fastest growing YouTube channel on the subjects of credit maximization, how it relates to capital acquisition, getting access to massive amounts of money that you can put to work for you in order to grow your cash flow. So the subjects on this channel are really isolated to those three specialties. I call them the 3 C's of proper banking and borrowing. So today I want to talk about living your ideal lifestyle, because when you grow that cash flow, the purpose is really for lifestyle growth reasons. It's the only reason to worry about cash flow, unless for whatever reason you're one of those folks that is somewhat greedy about money. If you're just infatuated with and inspired, motivated by money, more power to you. Listen, I'm not going to beat you up for it, but I will say it's rare. Most of the people, of the thousands we get to speak with every year, are seldom really motivated by money. You're motivated more by the idea of having that freedom of choice. And with your help, becoming that size of 60,000 subscribers, it puts us at under the 97.5 percentile of thousands, 97,000 and a half subscribers. I think that's how that would be said, 97,000 and a half. Anyhow, we're at 97,500 as a subscriber ranking on all of the channels on YouTube. Guys, that's crazy. Now, it doesn't seem that great, right? You're ranked 97,500, but it's out of 48 million some odd estimated active YouTube channels. So when you look at that relatively, we are doing very, very well. We're in like the 0.0002 percentile of all channels here on YouTube, and it's because of our loyal viewers. And we want to continue to make this channel well worth it for you. Today's topic is no exception. I'm talking about the happiness in life, the reason for the ideal lifestyle. And somebody not long ago put it into perspective. I saw this short documentary and it reminded me of an illustration that I had seen several years ago. So I want to try and recreate that for you here, but I wanted to explain quickly what I saw in that documentary that inspired this memory. So this gal was talking about her commute to work and just how unhealthy it was for her. So she started to put together some statistics, and she says that the average person now commutes longer than ever before to their place of work. And it's because, of course, people wanting to get, you know, their perfect home. And so they're willing to live a little further away than they work in order to get the price points necessary to afford it. But they're then sacrificing all of that time. And even if that time was limited to only 30 minutes per day, which the average has grown past that now, 30 minutes each direction, we're now at an hour in total each day. And when you put that into perspective on a 5-hour per week commitment or a 260 some odd hour commitment each year, it's not much longer or shorter than 4 years before you're committing somewhere in the neighborhood of 1,000 hours of your time getting to and from work in some of the most horrendous environments you can possibly imagine. I mean, is there anything more torturous than sitting in your car by yourself, listening to that internal chatter, stuck in stop and go traffic with road ragers, throwing the bird at you, and then repeating that process for the next 4 days? It's absolute. It's enough to drive anybody crazy. Okay. And I gave up on this a long, long time ago. I don't believe in commuting. I don't believe it fits the ideal lifestyle mold. But I also don't believe in weddings. I don't think that throwing an enormous party for hundreds of your closest friends and relatives, that somehow makes logical sense either. The purpose of this channel is to challenge the traditional way people are going about things and offer evidence-based suggestions that there might be a better way to go about it. I'm not suggesting you shouldn't have monogamous, committed relationships, even that involves some form of ceremonial commitment or vows. I just don't think it has to cost $20,000, $30,000, $40,000. And I'm laughing on the inside saying that, realizing that that's the low end of weddings these days. So I am not somebody that believes in waste. I don't believe we need enormous houses. I don't believe we need enormous yards. I don't want to discourage those who really are living out their ideal lifestyles by having enormous houses and enormous yards. Those are fine. But when you're complaining about having to do yard work all weekend, or you're frustrated because you have to vacuum every few days and it takes a lot longer than it would otherwise because of the size of your home, then you have to reconsider where your priorities are going. It's the old saying, be careful what you ask for. And I think we're taught this. This was the illustration that I saw a while back. I wish I could give credit, but I don't remember who posted this. And it was some social media platform that illustrated that we will, of course, all be born and die. That's one thing that we all can agree on. As to what happens after you die, of course, many different arguments about that. But we are also raised in a society that teaches us that somewhere around age 20, we begin being expected to adult, whether it's slightly before that, whether it's slightly after. In my case, I've been working far more hours than I probably should have since I was a child. And my parents are not violating child labor laws. It's that I was always entrepreneurial. So I was always working full-time hours from when I was a young child, even before I was 10 years old. And that continued all the way through school and obviously well into our career here. But ultimately, we're taught that somewhere around 18, you're going to start working. And somewhere around 60 to 65, you should stop working. And during that time, which, as you can see on this chart, consumes the vast majority of your healthiest years. You're expected to put in lots of time for making other people wealthy. And when you retire, give up usually around 40% of what you're earning, and do so with about 40% of the health you originally had during that period. What's wrong with that picture? Of course, being a child and growing through your teenage years is wonderful. And retiring and living out the third act of your life should be wonderful. But what about those years in between? Those 40 years, those are the best years of our lives. Guys, this is what we should be committing most of our happiness toward. We shouldn't be driving in a vehicle stuck in morning commutes during that time, or weeding gardens unless we're passionate about weeding. Figure out what it is you love, figure out out-of-the-box ways of monetizing it, and then double or triple or quadruple down on that. Stop trying to be things that you're not, and stop making other people rich. Have the confidence to go out there and live those 40 years as happily as you can. We look forward to seeing you on the next video, guys. Make it a great day.